Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Brick Roll. Alright, I decided today that it's time to dismantle the pool. Now, don't necessarily reach any conclusions from that. While it is true that I am kind of leaning more now towards removing the pool and putting something in its place, I still haven't made a final decision, but the pool does need to be removed no matter what, because the old one needs to be removed before they can put the new one in, and if I do that myself, I'll save a little money on the process. And if I'm going to remove the pool, I got to remove it anyway. So I'm going to take it out today. I have not really a clear understanding how the thing's put together, but I'm going to hope that as we go along, it'll be kind of clear how to take this thing apart. There are certain parts I'm going to be able to save, like some of the framework and some of the trim and stuff like that, but the walls themselves, they're completely rusted out and they gotta go. Now, one of the problems I had, even though the pool was empty, the pool liner itself was holding water, so every time it rained, that rainwater got into the liner and just kind of created a big mush that kept breeding mosquitoes. So I ended up cutting up the pool liner and just kind of putting it in one little pile in the pool here. And you can see how bad the walls on this thing look. This thing's in bad shape. So, like I said, we're going to take this apart and get it disassembled and see where we go from here. Now that starts with these little corner pieces here. I pulled a couple of these off when I was trying to figure out how the pool liner was attached in there. And these just kind of snap off pretty easy. So you kind of just grab onto them and pull. And so that gets you down to like the frame piece. And like I said, I'm going to go all the way around, remove all of that stuff, and then hopefully we can get this, the top part of what's left of the pool liner out of here and start pulling this thing down. Alright, progress is being made. I've got all the top pieces off of the pool all the way around. This is the area here between this one and this one is where the ladder is. You can clearly see that there's been some damage from the people getting in and out of the pool caused to this section. So if we do rebuild that, those two posts, or at least these brackets here, may need to be replaced. Now, it's possible they may just replace all of them, because you never know. But well, I did learn something a while back about this pool that I wanted to be very careful of now that I was going to be doing work in the area like this, and that was you got to keep your eye out for hornets' nests, because they're all over the place, or yellow jackets or wasps or whatever they are. They sting and they hurt. So yeah, fortunately I saw that right before I got real close to it and said, oh, I ain't getting close to that, not until we nuke that. So anyway, got that taken care of. Nothing serious there. Like I said, we're all the way around now. I believe that this part comes off right now. When that comes off, it disconnects this thing here, and this thing is the thing that the pool liner is hanging on. That's what's holding it all together. So I think as soon as I get these off all the way around, get this thing off all the way around, then the wall itself will push away from the frame and it'll basically collapse. So that's the next step. Alright, some more time has passed by. I've gotten the tops of these things off now. They screw on both sides, screw in here, and then kind of hook over the edge of the pool, and that kind of holds the wall of the pool kind of together. So we got that all off. It's actually fairly loose right now, and I think really the only thing that's providing any strength right now is this piece. And I think this just comes off. And then that, let's see, yeah, okay, then the whole thing will fall apart for me. So, yeah, that's the next step, is almost just falling apart on its own, isn't it? Interesting, okay. So considering the fact this metal part is going to probably be replaced, I don't care that much about that. This piece is all going to be replaced. I got to cut around this thing. But yeah, once I get that done, I'm actually surprised how quickly that came apart. Like I said, I got to cut around the little air vent, or the filter return there. But other than that, yeah, I think once I get this done, I'm just going to be able to push this thing in. Be able to just break right through this. Like I said, this thing's so rotted out right now that, yeah, you know, just shaking it, the rust is just peeling off the side of it. So yeah, this is a big mess. And so yeah, I think that's the next thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut around that. We're gonna pull the rest of the wall down, and then we're gonna get inside this thing. I'm still not really sure how this thing connects together, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to looking at it. Yeah, there's the seam right there. Okay, so I guess it's just one piece. Yeah, okay, I see how that works. All right, so anyway, that's the next step. See you in a little bit. All right, we're making some really good progress. I got the side pieces off. Basically what I elected to do, since it was just one big long piece of this aluminum or whatever this is made out of, that goes all the way around the circumference of the pool and joins together right here. That's where the two halves join together. Other than that, it's one big long single long piece. So I elected not to take it out in one piece because it'd be too hard to move. So I basically cut it off using a reciprocating saw about every third post. So, you know, we got it into bite-sized pieces right now. And this is probably about as big as I'd want to get these things anyway, because even these you know, pieces that are maybe only 10 feet long, they still probably weigh quite a bit. And you got to be careful because there's a lot of sharp edges on these things. So I'm going to be taking this extra slow here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get rid of this. I know that if I show my utility bill at the dump, I can dump a certain amount of stuff a year, and I could definitely load this into the trailer, bring it over to the dump. So that maybe end up what happens to all of this. I think for the most part, these vertical pieces here all look like they're in pretty good shape, with exception like one or two of them over here by the ladder, which I showed you a little earlier, look like they've been damaged. So, you know, we're going to put them aside. We're going to put all the trim pieces that are on these things aside. And if we decide to resurrect this thing, we'll definitely recycle as much of this as possible. But for now, I think it's about as torn down as it's going to get today. So let me talk to you a little bit what I started thinking about recently, and get your opinion on this. Definitely feel free to comment on this one. I like the fact that I've built like this little island over here, and kind of have this theme of the brick-lined beds around the yard, over here, over there on the other side, over in the back. And I've been thinking about doing that like on steroids, getting rid of all the lawn out here and just plopping a bunch of little islands all over the place, with like paths going between them or something like that. And then each one would have something different, some different plant that, you know, had some personality and grow and kind of fill the area. And, you know, we could go all around here. And I've talked to you before about if we tear the pool out entirely and don't put it back, turning this into like a fruit tree orchard. So that could just be like one of the islands. It's just maybe a bigger one. And, you know, I'd of course leave that area back there basically just wild, because that's Flash's house. And you know me, I tend to make a little habitat for each of my pets that's uniquely suited to their needs. You know, there's Flash right there, taking a little nap. You can always tell exactly where it is she eats. It's right here. She did this at home too. She'd just find one part of the lawn and she'd just eat it right down to the ground. This is obviously her feeding spot. But anyway, back to the idea here. If I did do this, this is going to be a major redesign on this yard, and we're going to have to redo the sprinklers to deal with it. And so this may be a very long-term job. It may never actually completely come to fruition, or it may be something that I just suddenly get obsessed on it about at some point, and blow through it in like a month or two. I don't know. We're going to see how this goes, but that's at least where my mind's going here. Tell me what you think of that in the comments below, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.